a gut-wrenching agony for the New York Rangers and their fans here at Madison Square Gardens tonight. And in the end, they were able to hang on, but only barely, as they were a goal post away. Martin Jelena hitting a goal post in the late stages as the Canucks came close to forcing overtime in Game 7, but the Rangers were able to hang on, and I'll tell you, there's millions of people in the New York metropolitan area here breathing a huge sigh of relief as the Rangers win the Cup for the first time in 54 years. The Canucks lose it in their second chance at winning the Stanley Cup. That's the story here from Madison Square.
And that's all the time we have right now. A special expanded sports page 2330 special tonight at 11 o'clock. Join us then. Special. Of course, we are hoping the show is going to be truly special, but Canuck fans, come to grips with it. It just didn't work out. I even shaved. Now, from the sports perspective, we have this thing covered like a blanket from New York City. But Norma, we've unfortunately got a pretty ugly side to this story from our streets, don't we?
Absolutely, Dave. That's right. If you think the Ranger fans can get ugly, well, you've never seen Vancouver lose a Stanley Cup. We have the scene, a not too pretty one from downtown. For the story down on Robson Street, we go live via the U News tracker to Alan Carter and John Shorthouse.
Well, what started as a peaceful and friendly sort of celebration of what the Canucks had achieved, unfortunately tonight, turned into something a little more ugly. As you can see behind me now here, well, we have some more cars coming in the area. These are the first cars we've seen in the area for some time. The debris scattered here at the corner of Robson and Thurlow. A little earlier tonight, of course, the riot police moved in, tear gas all around. We can still hear tear gas bombs going off over the city. We'll show you now what it was like about 45 minutes ago here when the riot squad moved in. I'm just being told now it looks like they may be using pepper spray. That's pepper spray on people to try and clear them out of the way. Perhaps some fans getting a little overzealous. The police using pepper spray to get the crowd under control. Okay, the police have moved in again, fired some more, what was originally reported as a smoke bomb. Now the crowd is moving away. We've heard more glass smashing. The crowd has cleared the area. The riot police are clearing the area. You see these pictures now coming to you live. We're above Penny Lane Restaurant, the 1000 block of Robson Street here. The crowd now dispersing, moving down the street and away. And they seem to be congregating now at the corner of Robson and Burrard and stopping there. And that seems to be where... There you can hear more glass breaking. I'm not sure if you could hear that back at the station, but there are definite signs of... I can't say that there's looting happening right now. I can't see exactly what's happening here, but we do hear sounds of glass breaking. I can definitely smell some kind of gas in the air. If that's pepper spray, we're not sure. Our Vancouver Police Riot Squad now is just starting to move past our position. We can see the riot squad right there in front of us. Looks like the police now starting to fire some more of these, I'm going to call them pepper spray bombs or something like that. They're definitely acidic. They definitely kind of make you choke. And however, this one seems to have gone off a little too close to the police here, one of these canisters. I'm going to have to move back from my position now as this gas is beginning to affect us up here. The smoke is now moving up here. You can see it coming up. It's getting particularly difficult to breathe up here. Once again, perhaps what set this off earlier tonight, we've had reports that they're treating some injured police, but it's getting very difficult. It's very difficult. So that was what it was like when that canister of what we do now believe to be tear gas moved up over here on our position and choked us. It was a rather scary moment.
Yeah, well, very scary. I mean, it's nothing like I've ever experienced before. It's definitely not why I went into sports as a business, but everyone's okay, it seems like now, but I'm telling you, it was pretty scary down here.
We have seen people choking and throwing up around the area. When I left this area, I went downstairs, and police on bicycles washed out my eyes with a water bottle. We can still hear sounds of tear gas canisters exploding around the area. The last we've heard, the crowd is still congregated at Robson and Hornby. We have no confirmation of that. That is the latest that we have heard. You can hear overhead police helicopters continuing to circle our area. It was a very unfortunate thing to have happen with what was a what was really a fun celebration in the beginning.
It was. It started out quite peaceful. I mean, we first noticed it when we first went on the air at 9 o'clock. We had a few bottles being thrown at us, but I mean, it was nothing too major. We moved up to the roof, and that's when the crowd really started to get bigger and bigger, and I guess it got out of control. And when the riot police moved in, I mean, it was real pandemonium down here.
From our perspective, what seemed to set it all off was when two ambulances tried to make their way through the corner of Robson and Thurlow here, and then another police car tried to make their way through, and the crowd just seemed to surge around them. And then we had a report of several police officers being injured, minor injuries sustained, and then right after that, the full riot squad moved in from the south, cleared the area, and then began moving eastbound, clearing the crowd away. We can see down here some of the shops have their windows are completely shattered. It's not too bad. Some of the shops had boarded up their areas and put paper over them, but there is a lot of broken glass. I can see at the foreign exchange office, for example, right over here to my right, that it is completely broken. It was a tremendous scene, and not a very nice one for Vancouver earlier tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to one of the police officers down in the lane, and some people were obviously upset, and I think some people came down here, but they weren't causing any problems. They were upset with the police, but I mean, come on. I mean, it got out of control. The policeman said, if you're going to come down here, you're going to have to play with the big boys. That's a quote, and they certainly did tonight.
All right, well, we're going to see more of what happened down here later. Now back to you, Norma and Dave.
Thanks very much, Alan. A terrible legacy to be left by what otherwise was a fantastic season by the Canucks. It's a shame it had to end this way on the streets.
Definitely not the way we wanted to start this show, but we are not going to let a group of clowns get in the way of the big story. And that was the biggest night in Vancouver sports history. All day long we felt it, the nervousness, the anticipation. It was one game for the Stanley Cup. And as it turns out, it was just too damn good to be true. 1940, they wanted it to end right here and now. And here's a guy that can help them do that. Brian Leetch, midway through the first, puts it up to Messier. Bure missed him, and this is trouble. Messier to Zubov. Zubov over to Leetch. And Leetch is not going to miss that. He had the whole net. Leetch had been quiet the past two games, but he gets that all-important first goal for the Rangers. 1-0. 3 minutes later, Ranger power play, Canuck breakdown. Adam Graves all alone in front. The guy had 52 goals in the regular season, but that was his first goal of the final, and what a time to break out. 2-0 Rangers. The Canucks were being outplayed, but they came on late. Look at this shot by Greg Adams. It got through, but it just missed. Vancouver didn't get one good bounce tonight. Look at Pavel circling for the kill, but he didn't let it go, and then it rolls right through the crease. No luck. And Pavel was ticked. He knew he should have fired it. Second period, Canucks needed to come out strong, but instead it was the Rangers trying to put them away for good. Here is Tikkanen, and McLean just got enough of it. He was doing it again, giving the Canucks the opportunity to stay close. Game 7, what pressure. And the boys finally responded 5 minutes into the second. They're shorthanded. Trevor Linden, he's going to have Leetch all over him. Linden scores. What a great goal. What a great game number 16 had tonight, leading his team and sending the crowd of the Coliseum into a frenzy. It was 2-1. Then, unfortunately, Terry Gregson became a factor. A weak tripping call on Dave Babbage. One of two terrible calls. Larmer basically just fell down. Pat Quinn did not like the fact that Gregson was working this game, and that call hurt him. Here's a Ranger power play. They threw it at the goal. It was bouncing around, and right at the side of the net, Mark Messier. Vancouver had been able to shut down this power play for the most part, but not tonight. 3-1 New York. And at the other end, they just couldn't get it by Mike Richter. Here's Cliff Ronning. He's in close. Save Richter. And we find out now that Cliff Ronning, a guy who skated his guts out, was playing with a broken hand tonight. Third period, still 3-1. Vancouver had to get a quick one, and Pavel almost got free, but Tikkanen did what he had to do. He took the penalty and took his chances with a power play that hasn't scored at Madison Square. But look at this. Ronning to Courtnall. Courtnall to Linden to the back of the net. A beauty, and Linden gets his second of the night. We had life again. It was 3-2, and it was time to let her all hang out. Here comes Martin Jelena. Leaves it for Ronning. Back to Jelena, and you know what? I've seen this one 10 times, and I still hope he's going to put it upstairs. Then, look at this chance. Courtnall fires, gives chase into the corner. He's going to center it, and Nathan Lafayette put it off the post. It looked like Richter may have made an enormous save, but no. Lafayette just missed. I told you, no breaks for this club tonight. It was still 3-2. Final minute of the game. The extra man was on. The Canucks just did not stop. They kept coming. They forced this issue right till the last second. Puck got along the boards, though, and it